A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Wisconsin. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the WIAA.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Wisconsin, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
And so, after due deliberation and much hard work on the part of both agencies, we've decided to award the contract to Abercrombie and Teetweiler.
What? You gotta be kidding me! Bad call, jeez.
This is pathetic!
Those ads went out with dancing cigarettes. What are you, blind? What are you, deaf? What are you, out of your mind? Fix.
Oh, you gotta talk about that.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 180,000 participants here in Wisconsin who take part in high school sports.
Today's WIAA event is brought to you by WEA Member Benefits, a proud supporter of Wisconsin high school athletics. Our mission, every member financially secure, is at the heart of what we do. WEA Member Benefits has been providing personal insurance, retirement, and investment and financial planning programs to Wisconsin public school employees and their families for over 45 years. More information can be found at weabenefits.com. Semifinal.com.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEAbenefits.com.
Thank you. Can I help you today?
No thanks. I'm just looking. Oh, this is cute. So?
Too tight-headed! Yeah!
You wouldn't do it there. So, don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Like they're the fashion police.
Come on, Rick! Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there!
You know, I'm a person too.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Hey, where you going? You can't get by me. I'm #1 in this class. I rule this lab. I'm #1. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am the king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So, don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk.
Welcome to the Eli Soccer Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Our fourth and final game here on day number 1 of the 42nd WIAA Boys Soccer State Tournament. Our second Division II semifinal features the Broncos of Union Grove out of the Southern Lakes Conference against the Badger Large Conference's Norskies of DeForest. Welcome to our continuing match coverage on the NFHS network through WIAA.TV. Alongside Robert Williams, the girls soccer head coach at Cedarburg High School. My name is Matt Menzel. Winner of this matchup will take on West De Pere, able to play comeback from down 2-0, outlasting Waukesha West through 100 minutes of play, winning 3-2 in their first ever state appearance. Now, Coach, we have a Union Grove Broncos team, their first ever state appearance. And for DeForest, it's almost as though this is their first ever state appearance. They've only been here once. Last time was back in 1993 when their head coach was all of 5 years old.
Wow. With both teams not being here for a while, I think it's the key will be who can settle down the first and play good soccer and knock the ball around.
And you look at the Union Grove Broncos sporting the all-white unis, 18 wins, 4 losses, 1 tie. They've won 6 straight after losing 2 of 3. They will knock off Greendale in a sectional final from Elkhorn. 3-2. The final. This is a team that the word they use when referencing their season, they have been resilient. In both of their sectional wins, down 2-1 at the half, and in both instances coming away with 3-2 results. So a team that doesn't panic when they fall behind.
That's a sign of a good team that, they can play through any situation. Sometimes you got to grind and come from behind and get the victory. Seems like they've never lost confidence in themselves, even being down.
The Broncos, the number 3 seed, unranked in the final Division II state rankings. DeForest, the number 2 seed, number 7 in the final Division II state rankings, 15 wins, 1 loss, and 5 ties. They've won 6 consecutive, unbeaten over their last 8, and they're coming off a 1-0 victory. It took 100 minutes. In fact, their last 2 games have taken a couple overtimes to prevail in knocking off Sauk Prairie in a sectional semifinal 1-0, and then knocking off New Richmond 1-0 in a sectional final from Sauk Prairie. So they too have been battle-tested. Plenty of soccer, so both of these teams, I'm going to venture to guess, will be ready for whatever's thrown their direction.
Yeah, to play that many minutes and see the different aspects of the game is kudos to them, and they'll be able to play tonight.
David Irwin from Oshkosh, the head referee, with Ben Nominson out of Appleton and Haley Benny from Germantown, the 2 ARs. After this, the attention turns to Friday, Division I, Division IV, then Championship Saturday. As quickly as it comes, it quickly goes. Over the course of 3 days, 12 games, a day that already has seen in Division III, we saw Belleville, New Glarus, Sugar River, and Plymouth move on to the championship. West De Pere now in Division II. We'll see who joins them for Championship Saturday. Robert, I'm happy to report when you look at the weather. Well, I guess I'm not happy to report. It's getting colder. It's 47. That's our game time temperature. Feels like 42, that wind. Now that's a plus. That is calmed a little bit at about 10 miles per hour.
Yeah, I feel in the other game the wind made a big difference. When the team had the wind, obviously they were able to get forward a little bit better. Team against the wind was kind of stuck playing behind the ball.
DeForest in the black, purple, and gold. They position Owen Kramer, all of 5'4". Don't let size fool you. He is big when it comes to what this offense has been able to do. 9 goals, 6 assists. A second-team all-conference selection in 2022. Blessed with a great deal of speed. And away we go for this 4th and final game of day number 1. On this near side for Union Grove. A 1-touch there for Ethan Barsh. He's a sophomore, sports jersey number 12. That was sent ahead by Niall Hagan. He has made things happen for the Broncos.
PK already?
My goodness. Don't blink. 24 seconds in, and a foul in the 18, resulting in a PK. That's one way to start a Division II state semifinal.
Yeah, Union Grove looked confident coming right off the bat. They were able to switch the ball of attack, play a ball through, which caused a foul in the box.
Might that be the tone setter?
That could be.
If you're these two teams, do not make contact.
That could be. Obviously, it's not a great start for DeForest, but for Union Grove, it looks like they can play with a lot of confidence tonight.
My goodness. So a potential quick start here for Union Grove. We'll have to wait and see. Looking to test Tucker Schmidt, the Norski's goalkeeper. Finn Jacobs between the posts for the Broncos. Trying to pick up a number. It looks like number 6. Caleb Brandel is the injured DeForest player. And for Union Grove, it's going to be Owen Zakowski. He is tops in the team with 18 goals, about to take this penalty kick. He has scored 1 goal in each of the last 5, looking to make it 6 consecutive games with a goal.
As he's getting ready to take this PK, I think the shooter has a lot of pressure to think once they have a lot of time to think about the shot. The keeper, there's no expectation for them to save the ball.
So 24 seconds in. And off this setup, a first-team all-conference selection in 2022. Owen Zakowski. And a 1-0 lead for the Broncos, all of 24 seconds into the semifinal.
Great finish to the lower left-hand side of the lower right-hand side of the keeper. That's a great finish.
Able to come through with his 19th goal of the season. 5 goals in the postseason, with 1 assist as well. That comes 24 seconds in, a foul right from the get-go against the Norskies. And then Caleb Brandel shook up during that sequence. Well, in case there are any nerves coming in, that's one way to settle them if you're Union Grove.
That's true.
And now playing with a lead after having to overcome a couple of 2-1 deficits at the break over the last now couple of playoff matchups. Looking for more with Tyler Hagan. Zakowski, according to head coach Sean Young, considered the most polished player on this Broncos roster. Some great experiences along the way. He's been a 4-year varsity starter, 2-year team captain, leads the team in scoring, but also the vocal leader, a lead by example kind of guy, and also the glue that holds this team together. So he's got all of those working for him. He's vocal, the glue, the captain, you name it, the scoring leader, and he gives the Broncos the initial lead.
Some people say he's got the whole kit and caboodle.
There you go.
So the key now for DeForest is they got to settle in, be able to defend. It looks like Union Grove is coming with numbers. So we got to settle in, be able to keep the ball in play.
Get Ashton Rifkis, who slipped for a second for Union Grove. And now the DeForest run involving Jose Valiz. He's a senior in the midfield. Mentioned 30 years ago, the Norskies at state. They lost in a Division II semifinal. They went from winning 9 games last year up to 15, and they're hoping counting here this season. And we'll see Brandel back out there for DeForest. Battle to the end line involving Jose Valiz. And a goal kick coming up for Union Grove. Mentioned Finn Jacobs, their starting goalkeeper, a 6'2", 260-pound freshman. Yes, a freshman. A 1.17 goals against average. 81 is his save percentage. Young team. Youth abound when you look at this Broncos lineup. They start a freshman goalkeeper, 5 sophomores as well. But again, at this point, as Coach Young put it, many of them are playing like seniors. Experience surely is lacking, but they now all have at least 20-plus games under their belt.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes playing with a freshman keeper, the freshman keeper doesn't know any better because they've never had a chance to be in this experience. So they just play loose and play free, and looks like they got a good back line in front of them.
Ball rolls out here to the Norskies. They brought home the Badger Large Conference. It's a Badger Conference that changes names, it seems like, every year, whether it be blue, red, large, small, east, west. But they're in the Badger Large. And they will finish in first. Oregon, Howard Grove, second and third. The Oregon team finishing as the Division II state champs last year. They went Division I this year. Now this free kick for the Norskies. Look out! In front you had Tate Engeseth, the senior defender, with an opportunity. Engeseth has come through with a couple of goals and a couple of assists.
That was a dangerous ball. He played inside the box. We just talked about the keeper maybe having no fear. On that one, ball's inside the 6. Keeper's got to come and get that one.
Story with both of these programs coming is just the journey and certainly going back 5+ years, just the growth of these programs. You have Union Grove, a team that when Coach Sean Young took over, and we're talking at this point over 11 years ago, they went 1-20 his first year. Never even came close to winning season over the years. They've improved, won their first ever WIAA regional championship in 2018, their first conference title last year, now their first trip to state. For DeForest, had some struggles, and then all of a sudden Kevin Krivashek taking over, and over the last 7 years they have seen the program rise, and they have not been under 500 to date. They've won 3 regional titles, and now here they are at state for the first time in 3 decades. They've, again, been tested in their playoff bracket. Now looking to tie things up, not to be.
Hey, great ball, great shot, great smother by the keeper.
So look down the outside. It looked like Jacob Tutai had that opportunity against Finn Jacobs. And off the turn here with Engeseth. Leaves it along the near wing. Again with that speed involving Owen Kramer. Now 6 minutes in, a 1-goal lead for Union Grove, getting awarded a PK. Go figure, 24 seconds in. First foul of the game occurs in the box. That's the way this one starts.
Credit to DeForest, though. They're still coming out and playing and being dangerous still in the attacking third. Kudos to them to being able to kind of figure this out still.
So TJ Taylor now trying to get back, getting turned around. Brad Powers sent away. Now sent away by Tucker Schmidt. A throw-in coming up here for Union Grove.
DeForest has got to be careful with a high back line. Looks like Union Grove has some guys with pace. That leads to an easy counter where those guys can get in behind their backs.
Oh, it's Ryan Lee on that throw-in. And now with Valise. We mentioned on this near side, they also have Owen Kramer. He's one of the captains on this team, along with Eli Engel and TJ Taylor. Jackson Zimmerman. He was a first-teamer in the Southern Lakes Conference in 2022. Tyler Hagan. Hagan's have had a great season. The brothers, Niall and Tyler. Tyler with 5 goals, 5 assists, but for Niall Hagan, breaking the single-season assist record of 15. His teammate Owen Zakowski had 14 last year. Going
that might be a yellow.
DeForest, Owen Kramer. And indeed, looking for the yellow, about to be handed out. Here it is, a yellow card against Jackson Zimmerman. So already in the first 7.5 minutes, we've had a PK, now a yellow card, and a free kick coming up for DeForest.
Both of these teams have a lot of pace, so it's going to lead to a lot of back-and-forth counters, exposing defenders 1v1. And in that case, the defender fouled. I felt like the player was going away from the goal, though.
Owen Sheehan replaces Jackson Zimmerman for Union Grove.
So an opportunity for the Norskies with Eli Engel in his senior season. Four-player wall for the Broncos. Angle. Trying to tuck it upper 90, not able to do so, and it's going to be a goal kick instead. And for Union Grove, last year they lost in a sectional semifinal. They tied Howard Grove, but lost in a shootout. That game was 2-2, lost the shootout 5-3. 18-2-2 season, going 6-1 in conference play. Tied for first with Elkhorn area. After the year before that, they were 5 games above 500, but lost in a regional final against Baraboo 2-1.
Coach Young is also the girls' coach, and it looks like he's done a good job with both programs here. Coach, the team is well played, disciplined, and pacey with the ball.
Came in with 71 goals on the year, that being the Broncos. Been shut out 3 times. And they've been involved in some battles here in the postseason. They've outscored the opposition 14-5 coming into this one in playoff competition. But Zykowski, the Hagans, also Peyton Horde, been a big part of what this team wants to do in the attack. Peyton Horde, third leading scorer this season.
The pace from Union Grove looks like it's going to continue to give problems to DeForest. DeForest has got to be able to slow the game down, keep it, and not get in the track meet with them.
We see Owen Kramer with that speed. Possession with DeForest. They last year lost in a regional semifinal to Milton 3-1, finishing 9-6-2. In what was then known as the Badger East, they finished in 4th place. The Badger East for a couple of years. It was in 2021 as well when they went 13-3-3, but again, lost in a sectional semifinal against Oregon. For the Norskis, and on the throw is going to be played over by TJ Taylor. Over again with Ethan Barsh. And on that far side with Eli Engel. Now the Broncos looking downfield. Instead you have Brad Powers. Sent downfield by Carter Deming, the freshman defender. DeForest, a lot of freshmen, but also a lot of seniors to counter that. They have 12 seniors on a roster of 25. Brought back just 2 out of 5 all-conference performers from last year's team. But the DeForest team that overall brings back about 14. Many were reserves, though, so a lot asked of them and taking on much bigger roles here this season.
Sometimes that's for the best of the team. You have reserves who don't play a lot. They get to learn and sit and watch, and then when it's their turn, they feel like they need to step up. They can do it.
And boy, have they this season. As the Norskis again trying to utilize that speed with numbers. On the outside with Kramer, but the offside flag up a little too quick for their own good.
Maybe in that case where the player can just take one less touch, it looks like he could have sprung him in. But sometimes when you take that extra second and third touch, it leaves the players being offside because they can't stop their run.
That's the result today. Restart here for Union Grove. We're in the 12th minute of our 4th and final game here on day 1, wrapping up Division 2. What a game we just watched. That was another 4 seed taking on a 1 seed and upsetting a 1 seed as far as the seeding goes for the teams that qualified for state. Took a couple overtimes, but West Depeer and come from behind fast, knocking off Waukesha West 3-2. Got that game to overtime by scoring with 14 seconds left in regulation.
Yeah, that was a great game. Back and forth, some great goals being scored. A game like that, you hate to have a loser, but it was a great game to watch.
A change coming here for Union Grove. They will sub back in Jackson Zimmerman, who picked up the yellow. So he's back on. Another captain here for Union Grove. First team all-conference defender last year, and coaching staff feels he's really grown this year. One of the tougher tacklers, takes the majority of the long set pieces. He had a massive goal against Elkhorn, good 40-plus yard run, and They will beat multiple defenders to tie that matchup at 1 early in the first half. That sectional semifinal, a couple of matches to go. And now Kramer, headed by Zimmerman.
This game is being played at a really fast pace. At some time, somebody's got to slow it down and just knock the ball around. But right now, it's back and forth like a tennis match.
You see that ultimately perhaps costing one of these teams going forward as they start to maybe tire out?
Yeah, I mean, both teams have pace, and if you just keep playing back and forth, at some point you're going to get caught one-on-one or be able to play over the back line, and then that's how goals are being scored. They got to slow it down.
A long service here for Kramer. And DeForest coming back toward the ball. TJ Taylor sent back to midfield. Taylor splitting a couple, taking off his cleat. And the Broncos send it right back to midfield. That with Ethan Barsh. Lee. And again, back upfield. Sent over by Niall Hagan. He was all continental mention in 2022. Chance there with Owen Zakowski.
It's my first time watching Union Grove play. I really like how they play. They can knock a ball back and forth, and when they need to put a penetrating ball in, they can do it because they have pace up top.
It's a team that, as we mentioned, has been resilient, a team that has been able to erase deficits. You look against Greendale in that sectional final and able to find a way, scoring twice in the final 5 minutes to erase a 2-1 deficit. But also a team that challenged themselves and beefed up their non-conference slate, which included a tournament in Bettendorf, Iowa, and would go on and take on some who's who from the land of Lincoln. Before that, they had won 8 consecutive. One of those wins coming against Quincy Notre Dame out of Illinois, winning 8 consecutive. And they beat Kenosha Tremper, the Prairie School, in that string of wins. They've only lost 4 times on the year against West Tosa Central, against Elkhorn area. Lost to Timothy Christian out of Illinois, and then lost to Greendale on the 5th of October.
And sometimes when you play in those tournaments out of state, and it really helps your team more than wins and losses. You get a chance to bond, get to know your players, and it really helps teams. I know we do it at Cedarburg, and it really helps us as we go through the season.
Corner kick here for the Broncos. They have a 1-0 lead thanks to a goal 24 seconds in. It was a PK by Owen Zakowski. First foul of the game.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. 24 seconds into a game, quick turn and burn, and then get a foul inside the box.
And that's where speed comes into play. And you talked about the speed, the pacing we've seen from both of these teams. So the first quarter of the matchup. Knocked away. Tucker Schmidt, a second-team all-conference selection last year, back for his senior season. His goals against average at 0.58. One of those athletes that I know their coaching staff feels has grown from a confidence standpoint, even from a technical standpoint. Also a solid wrestler. And the coaching staff said, those instincts have come into play too, is some of those wrestling tactics and just coming through with some big-time saves.
Yeah, being good on your feet, being able to be good in the air helps the keeper. I hope he's not doing drop kicks out there, but otherwise it looks like he's doing a great job.
Getting 2 points for the takedown.
I was thinking more like Hulk Hogan wrestling.
My goodness.
I'm only kidding.
And out for the Broncos. Going back on field with Peyton Hort out there. And he sports jersey number 11. We mentioned he is among the top finishers on this team. He has had a couple of goals and an assist here in the postseason.
Yeah, I think Union Grove has just got to slow it down a little bit. Like I said, they can keep possession when they want to. It just feels like there's just a race to get forward. Take your time, break the defenders down, and be able to play side to side.
Stoppage of the clock here in the 18th, injury stoppage for Union Grove. And it looks like the Broncos will bring on Ethan Barsh. To wait and see the number of the injured Broncos player.
You hate to see somebody go down with an injury, but maybe this will give DeForest a chance to kind of settle down, relax. They're down 1-0, but it's not a race to get to the one. You just got to slow down, knock the ball around, and find the back of the net. Right now, they feel like it's a race to how quickly can they score.
Opportunity here for DeForest. They go back over toward their team bench area, getting hydrated. And a chance to catch their breath as well. Shots are at 3-2 Norskis. And the injured player is Ethan Barsh. And so with Barsh going out, Owen Sheehan takes his spot. Mentioned the way things have gone lately for the Broncos. Kind of an oddity here to be playing with the lead and as early as they have. The team has been playing comeback as of late. They've had their backs against the wall, but have found ways. For DeForest, first time they've driven a goal since the regional final round when they knocked off Union Grove by a 2-1 score. Otherwise, they've had 3 shutouts here in the postseason. And it's taken a little while to get that one goal. Can't afford that slow start. That's one of the concerns coming in for the Norskis. Creating a ton of chances lately, but that's the plus side. You got the opportunities, but the downside has been they've had a tough time burying that final ball.
Yeah, sometimes you just need that game where you can get a lot of balls going into the back of the net to give you confidence. When the team is struggling to score, you got to find other ways to create offense. And some of that is just, movement off the ball and being calm inside the box. A lot of teams want to, freak out and then miss simple opportunities where they can just take their time and finish.
Here's Kramer, who's been one of those guys, as chances along with TJ Taylor. Jacob Tutai, another that has had a tough time just burying some of those final chances. Kramer leaves it off. TJ Taylor. Back post. And running back after it with that ball rolling toward that far side. DeForest coming through the middle with Engeseth. And instead for Union Grove, you have Dylan Fox, a sophomore defender.
Sometimes when you have a team that's not scoring a lot of goals, it can be a couple of things, just not being ready to shoot. You'd be surprised a lot of teams don't practice shooting every day. I look at it like this. You go to a basketball practice, you shoot the ball inside the ball, try to score every day. Some teams don't practice finishing, and it comes back and hurts them in games.
Norskis have scored 63 times as a whole this season. They've been shut out just one time. That was in a 1-0 loss against Elkhorn area on September the 28th. They've seen 11 different goal scorers, 13 different players record points. Closing the halfway point of this first half. 5 combined shots. And often I'd say, hey, that goal came before half the fans were in the stands. But they were here because this game started off a little bit late.
Yes, they were here.
That last game took 100 minutes for the outcome to be determined.
The one thing I like about this, besides the soccer, is it gives a chance for the community to come out and support their teams. And these kids get to play in front of big crowds, which is huge and something they'll always remember.
I know they're not, but sometimes the lights seem a little bit brighter.
That's true. They should wear sunglasses then.
At night?
You're like Corey Hart?
Ooh. And again, for the Norskis, Blake Lovick out there.
I really like how Union Grove knocks the ball. They can keep possession, and then at any moment with that pace can just break you down.
See the Broncos throw in. Pressure coming there from Owen Sheehan. Jaworskis will take over at first. They'll make a substitution.
On for DeForest, Brad Powers for TJ Taylor.
And Brad Powers is back in his second stint. DeForest taking their great pride in being an incredibly strong defensive team. Obviously giving up a PK in this one, but they've only given up 11 goals all year. 12 shutouts coming in, 3 in the postseason.
You know, as a coach, you love to have a strong defensive unit. It's good to see a team that's being able to stay compact defensively and not give up a lot of goals. Obviously, that gives you a chance to put yourself in a lot of games to win.
Here's a goal kick for DeForest. The way things kind of started off, slowing down a little bit here.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, you can't keep playing at that frenetic pace. Like, you got to slow the game down. I keep saying it. It's all about possession. If you can just keep the ball, it's not a track meet here. You got to settle down and be able to play soccer.
Waiting to see, and we haven't seen them with the possession a ton lately as Angle puts it back out of the attacking end for the Jaworskis. If they still want to go with that long ball and get that speed, play at that pace, where Union Grove may be trying to slow it down.
Yeah, sometimes when you got pace like that, you gotta bop it around and keep it short, and then look to break the defense down. If you want to go forward right off the bat, it gives the other team the chance to get numbers behind the ball.
That was played back by Tyler Hagan. Now looking outside, that pass from Niall Hagan. Mentioned what he's been able to do from an assist standpoint, and getting all over that record book for the single season program record.
In the corner.
This for the Broncos.
Corner kick, Union Grove.
This is going to be taken by Sheehan. Going far post.
That's trouble.
And right there for the taking out of the clear net, and it's headed into the goal by Niall Hagan. Number 9, Niall Hagan scores the goal. That comes here in the 23rd.
It's a great corner. Great job by Union Grove keeping that ball in. Like I said before, ball's inside the 6. That's got to be the keeper's hands, but at the same time, DeForest has got to do a better job of clearing that ball out.
A 2-goal lead for Union Grove. All set up by a corner kick. Again, a lot of congestion in front. And Niall Hagan able to stay with it and score for the 18th time this season. Let's think about it, too. Gets a lot of accolades, rightfully so, for his assist ability, but, man, can he finish as well.
Yeah. I mean, to be able to do both things is a sign of a great player.
He's the younger brother to Tyler Hagan. Both have started for this Union Grove program for their freshman years. Different type of players. They run this midfield. They're special, according to head coach Sean Young. And Niall Hagan makes it a 2-0 lead for the Broncos.
They look special. I mean, it just looks like Union Grove is just playing at a quicker speed than DeForest. They got to be able to settle in, keep the ball, knock it around. I know I keep saying it, but it's such the key of soccer. You don't want to get into a track meet. You got to be able to keep it and wear teams down.
Now do the Jaworskis have a comeback in them like the West Tapier Phantoms. A matchup that's seen DeForest. 3 shots, 1 on goal. Angle. It comes back out. That's going to roll out for DeForest.
The second Union Grove goal was scored by Niall Hagan.
Just joining us so far in this first half, Union Grove getting a goal 24 seconds in. A PK awarded to Owen Zakowski. A foul 24 seconds in. The speed coming into play for the Broncos. And now they get a second goal here in the 23rd from Niall Hagan unassisted.
That's a confidence builder for a team that's never been at state. To be able to score 24 seconds in, it's got to give you confidence that you can play and have success. Excuse me.
Let's put a couple down with Jacob Tutai. I love the description of the goal for Niall Hagan. A header that rattled around off of a corner in the middle of the box. Well said. And from our statistician, Sean Engel, no relation, Eli Engel of DeForest.
On for DeForest, TJ Taylor for Owen.
I think that about sums it up right. Rattled around in the box and right there ready for the header. Niall Hagan, right spot to make it a 2-goal Broncos lead.
Let's see what DeForest can do here with the ball in their attacking third. Maybe they have to keep it compact here, keep balls in, flood numbers inside the box.
Off the left cleat at Angus-Seth. And a goal kick coming up here for Union Grove out of the Southern Lakes Conference. They finished in third place with the Badgers. In Elkhorn area and West Coast Central tied for first.
Maybe not a lot of people see that conference, but that's a good conference. They got some good teams in that conference.
Broncos going 5-2 during conference competition. And the Broncos into their season strong with a couple of wins against Badger, against Brookfield Central, a couple of 2-1 results. All during a stretch that has seen 6 straight Union Grove victories after they had lost 2 of 3. Able to regroup in the nick of time, and it's paid off.
I mean, as a coach, you always want your team playing the best soccer as they're headed into state, and it looks like they are playing some great soccer here.
Blake Lovick, he had the winning goal on Saturday against New Richmond. And then outside with Eli Engel. To the end line. It's going to be a corner for DeForest.
DeForest did a great job there of just knocking the ball around. Like I said before, it's not a race to how fast you can score. It's scoring, and they're knocking the ball side to side. Now they have a chance for a corner here.
A couple of guys set up in front, including Blake Lovick. Lovick going airborne. And trying to run it down, Spencer Hatch. He goes down instead and commits the foul, knocking down Niall Hagan.
The key is not to let up for Union Grove. They're up 2-0 with about 12 minutes here. Let's see if they can find a third goal here.
Broncos looking for more, though, with Peyton Horde. He once upon a time was at Racine Case before he transferred to Union Grove. And again, one addition he has been a very dominant player in the air, always comes up big in the clutch, according to Coach Sean Young. And the game winner in a 2-1 victory against Badger with 7 seconds remaining during that stretch. It would see back-to-back victories to wrap up the regular season. So a corner here for Union Grove. I got a piece, Niall Hagan, and the Norskies will send it out. That's TJ Taylor.
So there's a prime example. You just won the ball, and we just gave it back, and now Union Grove is coming right back down. Got to be able to keep balls, especially on a chance when you can counter a team with getting numbers for it.
And now Lovick. And we'll draw a Broncos foul. So Union Grove's been able to score a couple of times, only 2 shots on goal. There's been 1 shot on target for DeForest. We'll see shortly Owen Kramer sub back in for the Norskies. Powers. And a foul after Tutai. He goes down. That foul is going to go against Ryan Lee.
Yeah, as a coach, that's pretty frustrating because the player was heading backwards. You never want to foul a player going backwards because you're giving them a chance to have a set piece here. But it looks like Union Grove has all 11 inside the box here, so it should probably be tough for DeForest to score off this.
So 2-tie.
Good punch
and
out.
Sent away. Out of the clear yet. Angle. Going to pass back. Over for Union Grove, Ethan Barsh. So Angaseth. Now it's going to bounce out, belonging to Union Grove.
Keeper came out for that, was able to get a good punch on the ball. Unlike the goal that Union Grove scored, Union Grove was able to clear that ball out and now has possession of it.
Instead of 9 minutes left here in this first half. Ryan Lee. Up the wing. Rich Kiss. And Hagen going back. On comes Taylor. And the Broncos send it downfield. Off the chase that came from Owen Zakowski. And he has the first goal, which came all of 24 seconds in. And now we see Kramer officially back in for the Norskis. Kramer with that speed, hoping to play college soccer.
Located at the northeast end of the stadium. State Tournament Apparel is also available online for post-tournament orders. Visit the soccer tournament page on the WIAA.
A lot of multi-sport athletes up and down this DeForest lineup. Basketball, wrestling, 3 cheerleaders, track and field, baseball athletes as well. Number of athletes. All that experience pays off.
Wow. Good for the kids to be able to play that sport at that much of a high level. Kudos to them. I know I got cut from the cheerleading team, so.
Wonder why that was.
I don't know if breakdancing counted for gymnastics.
Put back into play here by Finn Jacobs. Now for the Broncos, Zakowski. And now going outside there with Ian Freeze, part of that back line for DeForest.
Looks like DeForest has added a second striker up top, so possibly a 4-4-2 to maybe give him a little bit more chance to be offensive here.
You know, we talk about all these multi-sport athletes too, and one thing DeForest loves to do as a team, and it's brought them closer together. And this may be a plug, but so be it. Callers after the game.
Oh,
after every game. On top of that, lately they've been hot tubbing.
Hot tubbing.
I love that. This is perfect weather for that.
Yeah. Hot tubbing. It's a pretty large hot tub if they're all hot tubbing. Whoa. Let's see if DeForest here can get a goal here to change the score to be 2-1. Oh,
no rebound there. Just thinking about that chicken strip basket.
Yeah, you can go chicken strip, chicken tenders, Culver's, hot tub. You get it all here.
You got cut from the cheerleading team. It's been a rough 5 minutes. Rough 5 minutes.
Hey, not everybody can get cut from a cheerleading team. I made it look good.
Yeah. And now with TJ Taylor sending it out of play. Thank goodness we were inside of 5 minutes till halftime. We can regroup as well. We can regroup. It's going to fly just over the head there of Ashton Rishkiss. I think the point, though, talking about some of those topics, is that you look at how close this team is. And that certainly comes into play, too, outside of the athletic ability.
Yeah, when you have a team that's close, they'll do anything for each other. They have each other's back. And as a coach, you want to have a team like that. It makes your job a lot easier.
Agaseth over for DeForest. There are a lot of teams that find ways to, whether it be pregame, postgame, day before a game, team bonding, team meals at players' houses. I know it's something Union Grove has talked about in their team bonding opportunities. They have a team meal in the classroom before every home game. They've gotten the opportunity to travel. We mentioned a Bettendorf, Iowa for a Midwest Classic tournament along with Middleton and Marquette. They were also there. That was 2 nights, 3 days of competitive matches.
Yeah, when you play club soccer, you don't get something like that. And it's something to say about high school soccer when you get those opportunity to make those memories, because those are things that you don't forget as you get older.
Following this Norski's foul, Jackson Zimmerman.
As a coach here, sometimes on dead ball kicks, you like to play a little bit quicker, not to give the defense a chance to get set up here.
That's brought right in here by Tucker. Spin off the look by Jackson Zimmerman. That's going to bounce out for a DeForest throw it. Right back toward midfield. Off the right cleat, a two-tie. And sent upfield by Dylan Fox, giving it right back.
Here's a chance to counter. They got numbers here.
Valise going back outside. Getting back. Brinska out there for Union Grove. That ball's going to fly out.
Purchase a copy of the Boys Soccer State Tournament program.
We have Cade Brinska, the sophomore midfielder. Another goal kick here for the Broncos.
I like how DeForest has been able to still play through even though they're down 2-0. I like how they're working out, they're getting balls forward.
And again, trying to push that with Valise. Shot right into the defense. Two-tie. Swung. And headed right back out. Two-tie with the swing. And now right back into the 18. And brought in here with Finn Jacobs. You had Kramer in front. And Jacobs will get rid of it. A couple of goals allowed with 6 saves in that sectional final against Greendale.
1 minute.
So instead of being down 2-1 at halftime, as they were in both matches last weekend, Union Grove looks like they're about to head into halftime with a multi-goal lead.
Yeah, and they're trying to get a third right here.
Niall Hagan, as he goes down to the turf, Belize will send it. Kramer on the run. Back there is Zimmerman, and picked up by Jacobs.
In that case, that's maybe where your keeper wants to stay a little bit more connected with your back line, where he's running onto that ball and being able to clear it and change it from being such a 50-50 ball.
Off Taylor. And Ophelia Zakowski. Final 10 seconds here in the first half. Rishkiss. And over comes Tucker Schmidt, and we're through one half in this D2 state semifinal. A 2-goal lead for the Union Grove Broncos in their first ever state appearance. We'll come back with the second half in a moment from Milwaukee. It's covered to the 42nd WIAA Boys Soccer State Tournament on the NFHS Network.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid heard that solo.
You see my kid?
I just wanted to take a minute to thank you for all that you do officiating high school football.
What you do matters, and what you do is important for our student athletes.
Without you and what you do, it's just practice.
I know you've worked hard in your preparation this offseason, and now it's game time.
Go out there and call them like you see them.
Embrace the grind.
And the biggest thing of all is to have fun.
Please, stay safe, have a great season, and we'll all be watching.
To the end zone, what a catch! McKinnon touchdown! Elijah wins it! The championship!
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
Going to college for esports feels amazing. Growing up, it's something I never thought would happen. My family never thought it would happen. And then within 2.5 years, here I am.
He's actually a madman whenever it comes to playing on the sticks.
You know, he's going to be the first one that pursues this into an academic career.
Me getting an esports scholarship could show other students that it's possible for them too, as long as they put their mind to it and put some effort into it.
With great brands at the best prices at Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun. More of this, and more of this, and this. So you can do more of that, and that, and that, and definitely some of that. While getting together for more of that, and that. Yes! Have more fun with great brands at the best prices, only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Back here at the Eline Soccer Park in Milwaukee, getting ready for the final regulation half of day one of the 42nd WIAA Boys Soccer State Tournament. This D2 semi sees Union Grove with a 2-0 lead over DeForest. And Coach, it took all of 24 seconds for the Broncos to set the tone with their speed, able to draw a foul in the box, awarded a penalty kick, and Owen Zakowski able to convert. Got one more in the 23rd from Niall Hagan off a corner kick. That's your difference through 40.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better start at the state semis to come out and score in the first 24 seconds. And then add up another one in the 28th, you said?
Yeah, 23rd for Niall Hagan. Union Grove with 12 players playing. DeForest, they played 13, so not going all that deep at all. In the first half, they would see shots at 5-3 in favor of the Broncos. 3-1 Broncos and shots on goal. It was also 3-1 Union Grove in corner kicks.
It'll be interesting to see the second half what adjustments are being made by both teams. We saw last game, obviously, Waukesha West was up 2-0, and then West De Pere was able to come back 2-2. Let's see if there's any adjustments that will allow that to happen this game.
Here's an oddity with the way this day has gone. Both of those two goals came on the south end of the field.
That's true. That is true.
So DeForest with Jacob Tutai, along with Eli Engel surround the ball. Two-man wall here for Union Grove. On this free kick in the 42nd. Got this wrapping up day one. And Tutai out of play. Tomorrow we get our coverage started at 11 a.m. Right back at it for four more in Division 1 and Division 4. A lot of who's who in D1 with Brookfield East against De Pere, Marquette against Middleton, and then some new faces in Division 4, including Washburn Bayfield. The Castle Guards
Castle Guards. I like that. I'm rooting for them now.
Their first ever state appearance taking on a St. Mary Catholic team that has not been a state since they've known as St. Mary Central. That was in 2005.
A lot of interesting matchups this year.
Oh, there really is. And it's so odd to see not a single state champion from last year back to try to defend that crown.
Wow.
And only 3 out of 16 teams that qualified for state last year are back. 3 out of 16. That's it.
That's it. Wow.
After you had 7 out of 16 back last year, including 3 or 4 returning champions. I know some brackets have been changed. Some of the sectionals changed this year, but a lot of upsets too.
Yeah, I know one in Sussex Hamilton was a 14 seed, and they got through.
And they had a nice little run, as you said. See Zimmerman on that free kick for Union Grove. But some upsets, but also credit some of these programs finally getting to that next level. They've been, in some instances, pushing, getting close, and now they've gotten over that hump.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a team that's able to stick together for a long time, they start to play their best soccer at the end of the year. Makes for some great soccer games.
Trying to leave it on the wing. Brinska. And we will see a corner kick.
Corner kick, Union Grove.
Early stages here in this second half.
Union Grove's been really good, really dangerous on these corner kicks, so it'll be interesting to see what they can do here.
We'll see if Ethan Barsh takes this corner. Knocked away before the ball could be played by Tyler Hagan. Back out to Barsh. Hagan in front. On that turn, not to be for Peyton Horde.
Dangerous ball inside the box. Talked about not letting balls get inside the box if you're a keeper inside the 6 there.
This coming after, for the Broncos, Hagan got back. He's one of the captains along with Owen Zakowski. Mentioned with that PK, Zakowski now with goals in 6 consecutive games. He has now scored 5 times here in the postseason. And a Broncos team that lately has been down 2-1 at halftime and having to make adjustments and rally. Doing so both against Elkhart area and against Greendale for the sectional championship. But now playing with a 2-goal lead, where DeForest, they've been locked in a 0-0 battle. That all the way through 80, an extra 20 minutes in both games in the sectional round. Getting that goal in extra time in the 2 overtimes against Sauk Prairie and against New Richmond to get to this stage.
Yeah, it shows that they have some stick-to-itiveness to try to get those goals, even though they have to play extra time. Right now they just need one, obviously. Once they get one, and maybe it'll open up the game a little bit more for them.
And that's another Broncos look for Niall Hagan. He might be the most talented player according to Sean Young on this team, that being Niall Hagan. And he's only a sophomore, so there's room to grow.
Wow. Yeah, he is a good little player. I like him a lot.
Teams out of the Southern Lakes don't want to hear that he's back for maybe another couple of years.
Probably in the Northern Lakes either, they don't want to hear that.
Hagan bounced off the head of Peyton Horde.
Somebody's got to get the ball down. It's just bouncing around. Get it down and let's play. There we go.
As Horde sends it. Brinska. And sent out of play by Eli Engel.
Another corner.
It's going to be a throw here for the Broncos. Trying to become the second first-year team to qualify for state so far this year to advance to championship Saturday. Looking to join West Pier for a Division II championship at 1:30 on championship Saturday. Pass to the outside from Blake Lovick.
He's got the switch.
Going upfield here with Jacob Tutai. And there's Finn Jacobs. He had 1 save in the first half. Tucker Schmidt with 2 goals allowed and 1 save for DeForest. There's also been 1 yellow card in this one. That went against the Broncos. Jackson Zimmerman. It came in the 8th minute. A lot happened in the first 8 minutes. He had a goal, a yellow card. That goal coming off a PK. And you mentioned it in that first half, talking about the speed and just the tempo back and forth, and things have slowed down dramatically from where we saw both of these teams in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it had to. I mean, teams can't keep up that pace, and it leads to a lot of back-and-forth soccer. Got to be able to knock it around, keep possession, and then break teams down.
That chance goes out. That came for the Broncos' Ashton Richkiss. He has a 3-goal, 1-assist season.
But I like the way DeForest is playing. Like, they're still in the game. They're knocking it around. They just got to find some things in the attacking third.
That's the challenge right now, as DeForest has only 1 shot on goal. And lone shot on goal credited to Jacob Tutai. Free kick there for Zimmerman into the box. And kicked away before Horde could find it. And now a corner kick here for the Broncos once again for Ethan Barsh. It is corner kick number 5 for the Broncos. Their second in this second half.
I know personally as a coach I despise giving up corner kicks. You want to try to play out of the back, or you want to try to be stout defensively so you can win balls and get forward.
Brought down Tucker Schmidt. Ahead by Jose Valiz. And again, Valiz. And the flag going up. It went up, went down, went back up.
What do you call it, over and back? I'm only kidding everybody. I know soccer is probably all sides.
Now a stoppage of the clock. Wait to see what's taking place. We had a flag up on one side, flag up on the other. Like a good 45 seconds passed before that other flag was noticed.
Wow.
Wow. Trying to figure out. As again, David Irwin picked the ball up, and he was out of here. Now to the other side we go for this goal kick. That might have been an over and back.
Yeah, it probably was over and back.
And now back along the near side here for Ethan Barsh. Because there was an offside flag across the way. The flag went up, went down, went back up. There was an offside flag up on the near side as well.
Good shot.
And that look taken by Tyler Hagan. Sent ahead by Niall Hagan. And again for the Broncos, their last goal came in the 23rd. They've taken 7 shots, 3 have been on the mark. Niall Hagan has taken 3 shots. He's the only multi-shot taker for the Broncos.
They're just keeping the pressure on here.
Horde. It's loose. Oh, nice save.
Big save.
Right there in front with Dobrinska.
Big save. And now they have a chance to counter.
Yeah, 15. Dobrinska with that look in front and the stop made by Tucker Schmidt. Kramer on this outside with Taylor. Horde. You know, you and I talked about it in the last game. The seeding that goes on with these divisions. I know a couple divisions work together and they, seed the 2 divisions, the 4 teams, and figure out what you will and put the stock into it what you will. But a couple of upsets already, if you will, with 2 number 1s going down to number 4. And if Union Grove can hang on here as a 3 taking down to number 2. So 3 out of the 4, if you go on seeding, they got it wrong.
Yeah, I just think because this year is just so balanced.
It really is.
Yeah, like the seeding. I think with the exception of Brookfield East in Division I being the 1 seed, everything else could have gone either different ways.
I think as a team, that is both exciting, but it's also a headache and a half because you just don't know what to expect, even if you prepare for a team or think you know.
Yeah. A couple times when I was fortunate to get to state, you're just happy to be there. You're happy to find a team to play, but then you kind of look at the matchups as well too. But at the end of the day, you just got to play the game.
Well, there comes to a point where, and you mentioned that last game, sometimes you prepare and it gets complicated with that preparation process. As DeForest just missed getting on the board, that look for T.J. Taylor. But sometimes you can overthink it, and at other times you got to keep it simple. Be you, do you.
Yeah.
Play your style.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the other team. Obviously, you got to try to counter and know a little bit about something, but do what you do and have done to get to this point.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes as coaches, we do overthink it, and you gotta play to your strengths. So you got to maybe know what the other team wants to do, but at the same time, make them make adjustments to you.
A lot of instances where you come into the state tournament, you have a game plan, that gets thrown out the window 24 seconds when you give up a goal. All of a sudden, that changes everything.
Yeah, that's I don't know how you prepare for that, but kudos to DeForest. They've been able to stay in the game here, even though they've given up a second goal. They're still in this game here.
Another thing about it, too, is you might sit there and go, wow, how was that a PK 24 seconds in? But when you looked at both sides, neither team looked to be upset with the call or arguing the call. It was just a matter of fact.
Yeah, I mean, but sometimes balls like that, and if you give up the PK, maybe you're saving a goal opportunity. The kid would have been in 1v1 with the keeper. So if the keeper makes the save on the PK, you're happy with it. But at the same time, if he doesn't, you're down 1-0. But that's a tough situation. That kid would have been in 1v1, and he would have had a good goal-scoring opportunity.
Ball rolls out. And the Norskis try to go up that far side with Jose Valiz. Again, DeForest back here at state, first time since 1993, looking for their first state tournament win. The Broncos have never qualified for state until now, and great opportunity to get into the championship match if they can hang on for another 25-plus minutes.
You wouldn't know it from the way what Union Grove is playing that they've never been there. They seem calm, know what they're doing, very confident in their ability to play.
Well, Tucker Schmidt, the one goal through the run of play for Niall Hagan. It came off a corner. And again, as the description indicates, a header that rattled around and got the goal for Hagan off that corner in the box, right spot. And he has now come through as Niall Hagan with 3 playoff goals with a couple of assists. Throughout the course of the year, he's had 5 multi-goal games, a couple of hat tricks. Again, might be the most talented player on this roster, according to head coach Sean Young. 11 years. And as he said, they've come a long way since his early years. I'm going to venture to guess there were times where he was second-guessing, what am I doing?
Yeah, I'm sure we all do as a coach, but it's just gratifying to see the reward that he's gotten, the success that he's gotten with his program.
The corner for DeForest. Coming across.
Wow.
And before that ball could be found by Spencer Hatch.
Good turn.
Angle. Looking for the angle. He goes high.
Wow.
Found it, but it carries over that south goal.
It's always trouble when you're defending the corner and you're not able to clear that second ball out, because once you you can't clear that second ball out. You're giving a team that they have numbers inside the box, and they're probably going to pop a ball right back in.
Jackson Kosterman into the Broncos 11. Right back near side with Dobrinska, who had a chance for Union Grove. He is one of 6 players with a shot in this one for the Broncos.
It seems like all their players are equally dangerous in that attacking third, which makes them a tough team to defend.
They've had 11 different goal scorers, 14 point getters. Free kick for Engel. Into the 18. That comes back out right there with Blake Lovick. A roll out of play after Spencer Hatch on the run. To midfield. Flies over the head of Owen Zakowski. Lovick.
See them try to switch the ball there. That ball is on if they want it. Just got to make sure we just don't whack it over there. Look to set it up.
You have Taylor running it down. Bounces out, and that's going to result in a Norski's throw in, but first they will make a substitution. And waiting to see. Looks like we'll see Taylor sub out. And Tutai subs in. As we near the halfway point here in this second half, Union Grove has taken 4 shots, 4 have been credited to DeForest out of halftime.
DeForest is a good little side here. I just think you give them a goal 24 seconds into a game, it just makes it tougher for you. It makes it tougher, especially when you haven't been scoring goals and things like that. It just puts a little bit more pressure on you. They're doing some nice things here, though.
And outside with Egaseth. Out it goes. Already today we have watched in Division 3. Seems like yesterday, but it was a 3-goal win for Sugar River over Pius Catholic. As the Raiders from Belleville, New Glarus will be in the championship matchup taking on the Plymouth Panthers. They looked awfully strong in knocking off Somerset from their first state appearance. That was a 5-0 final. And then in Division 2 we watched West Pier play comeback. We got bonus soccer, extra 20 minutes as the Phantoms 3 unanswered to knock off Waukesha West.
With Plymouth getting to the finals, they have a chance to have their boys and girls both win state titles this year. Looks like they're having a great program up in Plymouth.
Going to have a throw in near side here for the Broncos. That for Dylan Fox. We'll be happy to know that a couple of students dress up as the Panther. They were in a hurry to get out of here, and the foot was left in the parking lot. It's up here in the booth now.
I might wear it at home tonight.
For the Broncos again with Tyler Hagan. So there is is it a Paulus Panther?
Yeah.
Won the championship Saturday.
Can wear that to the club tonight.
Ooh. Zakowski. And right back again for the Norskies with Lovick. It's one of those where I don't want to envision you with that Panther foot. I don't know why. Just that little mascot costume.
Why not? I'll be able to run faster with it.
Going back on field here for the Broncos with Jackson Zimmerman. Trying to leave it near side again with Dobrinska. And that's going to stay in here for the Broncos. We're going to send it across.
That was a great ball.
And it was like off the elbow. Wrist kiss. And indeed, to be put back in play here by Tucker Schmidt. No, one of those days, though, where probably it would pay off to be the mascot. It was certainly a little chillier earlier in the day, and now with the sunset.
That's true.
Expected to be, though, next couple of days.
I don't know how you just leave a foot, though.
Well, in a hurry.
I know the head, but not the foot you can't leave.
Probably needed your shoes to hit the gas and brake pedal. There with Eli Engel. And getting turned around did Peyton Horde. Sent forward on the push there again with Owen Sheehan. And those mascot outfits, not cheap.
No.
That foot alone, probably a couple $100.
That's true.
Horde.
Where can you get one of those?
Well, our PA guy, Dan Pfeiffer, can hook you up. We have a couple of changes coming here. He knows a thing or two about where to buy those mascot costumes.
I thought he had a costume on just now.
9-7 shots in favor of the Broncos. 5-2 in shots on goal. Waiting for the throw. It is Horde. That's going to rule out a play. Well, we mentioned tomorrow, we're back at 11 a.m. with Division 1. And first match of the day is Brookfield East against De Pere, Marquette, and Middleton thereafter. And again, even though when you look at the four divisions, perhaps wide open, especially when you factor that, hey, Brookfield East, they took down Marquette. They won the Greater Metro Conference, so they had the conference. They have another matchup with the Hilltoppers come championship Saturday. They can win that state title, but Middleton, De Pere also have state tournament experience in the past. That's a fun bracket as well. Again, a number of teams that have a lot of tradition, a lot of success, but I got to still believe, just based on tradition and history, Marquette would be your favorite.
Yeah,
maybe not you personally, but overall.
Yeah, I would say that because you have Steve Lawrence, who does a great job with Marquette, but all four programs are really well coached. They have good players. Just looking forward to those games, but I think, it's something to say when you have, as a program, over 28 championships between Steve and Bob Spielman. Marquette's a tough side.
A record of 14 wins, 4 losses, couple of draws. And Division 4 at night, and perhaps maybe the favorite in that division, although, again, we'll have to wait and see, but here's the third seed, which is Sheboygan Christian Area Lutheran, and I say that only because 2 years ago they won the state championship. Last year they were runner-up, so you have players that have, at least 8 players that have played in both of those matchups, another handful of players that played last year, and so based on success in the past, based on knowing what it takes to get here and being here, you would think they may have a leg up, if you will, but you don't know.
Yeah, with it being so balanced, they do have the tangibles to have some success here. But like you said, it's been upsets left and right here this season.
You also have St. Mary Catholic trying to prepare for a Washburn-Bayfield team that I'm sure they really had to prepare for, and not maybe knowing what to expect, and may not know what to expect fully until tomorrow comes. And then Shoreland Lutheran, they've been to state, but it's been a while. They have not been to state since 2007, their only other state appearance, and they brought home a D3 championship that year. Horde got slowed up. Brandel in front for DeForest.
But sometimes, Matt, when you don't get a chance to see a team like the teams in probably D4, it just makes for that much more of an exciting game because you can't overthink it. You just come out and play your game and match up with each other and have fun playing soccer.
Well, even when you don't necessarily know an opponent, in a lot of cases you don't even have common opponents.
Yeah.
So there's really nothing you can fall back on and be like, okay, they did this against this team and we did as well. You don't even have that to fall back on.
Yeah. And I think sometimes the thing that's misunderstood is the great equalizer is playing on the turf field. You know, some of these schools, they play on grass.
Correct.
And the game is different. And you see in this game you have two teams with pace that playing on the turf helps them. But sometimes you have teams that are more possession-based, and now you're playing on turf. It changes the game.
For a number of teams over the years, this year included, that have made that very point, that is a big concern coming in. How do you adjust to that speed factor?
You know, sometimes as a coach, you try to find a facility that has turf once you know you're going to make it here, and get out there and train at least 2 days before you come. If you don't have that opportunity, it's just tough. You just can't picture that speed when playing on grass fields.
See T.J. Taylor, and sent away before Jacob Tutai could play for the Norskies. Field looks good, too. When we first got here this morning, there was still a little bit of snow left from that storm that came on Halloween, the ice, the snow. Oh. That's all melted.
Oh.
Tutai.
Hey, when you're not able to score goals or you're struggling to score goals, you got to be ready to shoot when you have an opportunity. He had a shot on his left foot, and he wanted to get it to his right, and the defender was right there.
Brandel going outside. Taylor, and a takeaway for Peyton Horde. Sikowski. As again, Taylor got turned around, goes back outside with Brandel.
DeForest has got to play with a sense of urgency here. With 12 minutes left, and they're down 2 goals. Now is the time where they want to play fast instead of trying to play fast before. And on the opposite end, Union Grove's got to keep it.
Going outside, sent around Ashton Richkiss. Flies over the head of Owen Zakowski. His goal right now was the game winner. It came all of 24 seconds in.
Well, here's a chance for them to counter.
I'll go back to Horde. Brandel. And back outside, coming across. A touch for Baliz. And again was Zakowski. Brandel. And it goes to Powers.
Forrest's got to start pushing some numbers forward here.
When's the last time we've seen the ball on this side of the field? Meaning this near touchline. Right. Midfielder toward that far side.
It's been a while.
Freeze trying to change that here for DeForest. Now they go right back through the middle.
DeForest has got to play a little bit more on the flanks. When you're nursing the 2-0 lead, you're going to put numbers in the middle. You got to play in the flanks a little bit. That's a yellow.
Yeah, coming over for Union Grove, Dylan Fox. Give it a warning.
Car. Wow.
A little surprising considering the way this one started. I thought cars might fly today, but that's not been the case. Matchup that has seen 12 fouls against Union Grove, 10 for DeForest.
You'd be surprised I got my first yellow this year.
No.
Yeah.
Ever?
Oh, no.
That makes more sense.
18 years against Homestead. That's a great hit.
They bring the best out of you.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to get out of there. I had a fish fry to get to.
Get that second one?
I was trying hard.
Here's Jackson Zimmerman. Inside of 10 minutes left here in this second half. And sometimes that's tough to get one, let alone that second one, unless you say that magic word.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, man. I've been doing this so long. You have to have an appreciation for the referees. This sound mean, But I really don't have an expectation to them. So when they make a bad call, I expect a bad call. Or if they make a good call, I expect it. They're doing their job.
Absolutely.
When us coaches make mistakes, they're not on us.
And regardless, you got to be happy you have officials. Right now, that's an issue.
Yeah.
Shortage, and I know some games are getting moved around due to a official shortage, moved to different dates just to get officials, period.
Yeah, it's a shame that things are like that nowadays, man. Like referees are allowing these kids to play the games that they love. We got to treat them with respect.
Great to see when you look at the list. We have the list of who's officiating here this weekend. A lot of new names.
Yeah.
So a neat opportunity, just as exciting for them as it is for the players, the coaches, the fans to be here at the state tournament.
Exactly.
They've certainly earned it.
Yes.
Regardless of what they do here, there's a reason they're here.
Exactly. They're the best at what they do.
But I'll tell you what, you getting that yellow card though, that's newsworthy. Not just this year, but I mean, how many think you've had in your career?
Well, the first year I started off with a red,
Ooh.
and then I didn't get another yellow.
Do I want to know how you got the red?
Well, I deserved the red, of course. The yellow, I got it for a player didn't have equipment. The player didn't play with her shin guards in. And then this one I deserved. So 3 cards, 18 years, I'll take it.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not Rasheed Wallace out here.
You've had a lot of name drops these 2 games.
I got some great material. That's what happens when you make me wait 10 years to get on
here.
here.
You've bottled it all up. 2003 call, they want their jokes back.
So does 2004.
On the outside there was Zakowski.
People love hammer time.
Now we're dating ourselves to the 90s.
Oh, that's dangerous there.
That with TJ Taylor. Wrapping up a full day of soccer on this Thursday. Getting there, 73rd minute. 2-goal lead for Union Grove.
Yeah, if I'm Union Grove, I sit back a little bit, maybe move to a 4-5-1, become a little bit more defensive. DeForest hasn't really broken you down off the dribble. Everything's been a little bit more direct. Get numbers behind the ball, defend, and when you win it, connect your first pass and make them defend.
Tucker Schmidt working. He puts that one back into play. Finn Jacobs hoping for a shutout, which would be the 9th for the Broncos. An oddity here for DeForest, giving up multiple goals. They had not done so since a 2-2 draw against Sun Prairie West on September 23rd. And in fact, that's the only time besides tonight in which they've given up multiple goals in a match. Going back toward the corner.
And they got to get this ball forward. Got to get it forward, get numbers forward, too.
I was going to say, is it too early to start going to the corner and trying to stall?
Yeah. I mean, you got a little over 5 minutes left. Usually you want to try to do that in the last 2 minutes. But they got to keep possession to be able to do that.
And back outside, it was sent away from Jacob Tutai. And now the Norskis on this near side. Big hit, hip check there. That by Crimson. He gets taken down upon for the Broncos. Dylan Fox getting back up.
Yeah, you saw the tackle. You didn't see the retaliation.
So foul here is going to go against DeForest. And put back into play by Jackson Zimmerman. Playing toward the corner. Again, that stall tactic here in the 75th. Not a ton of quality scoring opportunities in this one. There have been 7 combined shots on goal.
No, you're right. When you play a sort of brand of how quickly can we get forward, how quickly can we get forward, it's not a lot of possession. You know, you're not going to find a lot of balls being played in the middle here.
Battling near side, good speed. That was Eli Engel with that speed, but defense coming through, and now Engel.
Now Union Grove has everybody on their half of the field defending. Smart move by the coach.
Schmidt. Now over for Union Grove, Ethan Barsh. Out of the outside with Ryan Lee. Taylor on the throw in for DeForest. And now Brandel. And now on the run, that with Engel. Had it blocked.
Maybe took an extra touch there.
And now back along the near side. A takedown by Kramer.
That's not a smart foul, my friend.
Fouling Owen Zakowski. And we'll take their time to get this one back into play. Now from midfield, Jackson Zimmerman. Continuing to inch downfield are the Broncos. Things get a little chippy here at the end.
Yeah. You have players that are probably going to play their last high school game. Emotions are probably running a little bit high, especially if you're down 2-0.
There are 12 seniors on this DeForest roster.
Oh, yeah, well, then it's going to be a Is that the team that goes to Culver, though?
This is
DeForest?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Those are Culvers right there.
I think one of those concrete mixers will – that makes everything better, right?
It does.
No, but that's pretty cool. They do that after games and then find ways to get even closer. And if you're DeForest, if this one does in fact go the way it's going, you have nothing to hang your head about. Heck of a year and something this program's not done in 30 years.
Yeah, we joke about it, but that's something great that they can do, and they can talk and commiserate after the game. And you know, they've had a great year this year. Sometimes you look at when you get to state and you lose that it's a failure of a season, but there's so many other teams that aren't even here. So celebrate. It's not going to go your way today, but that doesn't mean next year you can't come back.
Well, this one is finalized. Union Grove will improve their record. 19-4-1 winners of 7 consecutive. Working on a second playoff shutout. And again, the game-winning goal came all of 24 seconds in. Owen Zakowski on a penalty kick. DeForest on the verge of seeing their season come to a close at 15-2-5, only their second loss first since September the 28th, a 1-0 setback to Elkhorn area.
Now's the chance where you go to the corner. You can't. Got to be careful here with the foul. You know, it's minute and 25 left here.
We'll be back at it 11 a.m. in Division I, right back here on the NFHS Network. Brookfield East and De Pere. Greg Zonefeld will join me. He just officiated a game today. Pulling double duty, referee, broadcaster. He's coached here at State.
Wow. Jack of all trades.
That's you next. You got to get out there and officiate.
Man, I can't make it up and down the field. I was just in the cart 2 weeks ago. Now you want me to run up and down the field.
Free kick here for the Broncos. Final 45 seconds. So it's going to be a Union Grove, West De Pere Division II championship matchup Saturday at 1:30. A couple of teams new to the state tournament field. Another matchup, again, that based on what we saw here tonight, anyone's guess what we see on Saturday.
That's going to be a great game. Two teams that played well in the state semis. It should be a great championship game.
And again, the D3 championship matchup set as well with Sugar River against Plymouth. D1, D4 on display tomorrow. Final here on this Thursday. Union Grove over DeForest by a 2-0 score. Thanks to Robert Williams, our entire crew. Matt Middle saying so long. Good night from the E-Line Soccer Park in Milwaukee. We'll do it again at 11 a.m. It's continuing coverage of the 42nd WIAA Boys Soccer State Tournament on the NFHS Network.